If you're thinking about relocating to the Clearwater, Florida area, first of all, congratulations. That means that you're going to be living in one of the most beautiful, vibrant, and exciting places in all of West Florida. Now, I'm a resident and real estate professional living, working, and playing here in Tampa Bay since 2005, and it's been an amazing, unforgettable experience. Waking up every day with so many day-to-day lifestyle options at my doorstep has added so much value and fun to my life, and it's all because there are so many options here in the Clearwater, Florida, Tampa Bay area. Do I spend the day at the beach, or should I go check out the Marine Aquarium? Should I head downtown for a casual lunch, or maybe plan to have dinner at one of 12 upscale Michelin-rated restaurants in the area? So many great choices, right? But listen, before you pack your bags and book that moving truck, I want to help you avoid the most common and sometimes costly mistakes that people make when moving to a new city like Clearwater. Now, whether you're coming from another part of Florida, maybe out of state, across the globe, or maybe moving to a new city like Clearwater, it's a big decision and it comes with many challenges. Now, in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the top 5 mistakes people make when relocating to the Clearwater, Florida area, and more importantly, how to avoid them. Make sure you stay tuned to the end to hear the #1 mistake people make before moving to the Clearwater area. Now, let's dive right in. Mistake number 5, underestimating the cost of living differences between where you're coming from and the Clearwater area. A lot of folks move to Clearwater, Florida thinking it's going to be significantly cheaper than wherever they're coming from, especially if they're relocating from places like California or the Northeast, where the cost of living is traditionally considered to be high. Now, in my experience as a relocation specialist, if you're coming from either of those general locations, housing and housing related costs compared to Clearwater or the greater Tampa Bay area can be a little bit more expensive where you're coming from as compared to Clearwater. Now, overall, you don't want to forget the major Florida-specific costs that might affect your bottom line, like primary property insurance, flood insurance premiums, utility fluctuations during the hottest months of the year, which mean that your electricity bill is going to be higher between June and September, the hottest months of the year here. Now, all of those things play a huge role in what your bottom line expenses are going to look like at the end of every month. You'll also want to consider factors like property taxes, HOA, CDD fees, and in certain neighborhoods, you have lifestyle expenses that are probably going to play a bigger role. So if you're closer to downtown, you're probably going to spend a little bit more on parking. Then you have beach parking to consider, boating, shopping, dining, and entertainment. All of those things play a role in what you're going to spend every month to make your lifestyle here comfortable. The mistake that most people make here is that they assume that everything is going to be cheaper across the board. Take the time to run a real cost comparison based on your lifestyle, your specific property maintenance costs based on your preferred property type, and of course, your location. Now, according to bankrate.com, if you earned $200,000 annually and relocated from Manhattan, New York to the Tampa Bay area, you would only have to earn $84,147 annually to enjoy the same standard of living that you had in Manhattan. Now, that's a whopping 54% reduction in the cost of living from Manhattan to Tampa Bay. Now, what would that mean for you? Now, in that scenario, it means moving to Clearwater, Florida would result in more discretionary income, more income for things like vacations, investments, and a higher quality of living on a daily basis for you. Again, it all depends on your specific financial situation. Hey, if you're looking for information about relocating to the Tampa Bay area in general, and Clearwater specifically, we're here to help you navigate that difficult and often confusing process. We're here to help you avoid making those costly mistakes that could make your relocation a difficult experience. Now, our team has helped thousands of individuals and families not only find the best property for the best price, but also take a significant amount of stress out of the moving process. Please like and subscribe so you can get all of our latest and most relevant videos. Now, I can guarantee you'll learn something that you didn't know before and maybe clarify some things that you might have heard about but weren't quite sure of. Now, I get calls, texts, emails, and Zoom invites from people just like you looking to make the move to the Tampa Bay area. Now, you might be planning your move in 9 days, 9 weeks, or 90 days, and whether your move is across the world, from outside the state, or maybe just across town, shoot me a text or an email so that we can set up a meeting. It's absolutely free, and our team is standing by to make sure that your move is everything you want it to be and more. Mistake number 4. choosing the wrong neighborhood for your lifestyle. Now, Clearwater has a ton of neighborhoods to choose from, but honestly, they're all a little bit different. If you need to be certain about a location to maximize your happiness, then it's going to take a little bit of time to figure out and hone in on what's going to work for you. Maybe you need to be in close proximity to family members or have a requirement to be in a certain geographic location to satisfy a work commute requirement. Then choosing the right location will be absolutely critical to your success and your successful relocation to the area. New residents often make the mistake of choosing a property, based on their favorite group of restaurants or where their friends live or where they vacationed previous or maybe entertainment options in the area, but they forget to consider the daily lifestyle factors such as traffic flows, school zones, commute times, or future development in adjacent areas. For example, if you're considering walkability and nightlife as your top priority, then being close to downtown Clearwater might work for you, but you may also want to consider looking at real estate options close by, maybe in neighboring Dunedin or Safety Harbor, which are right next door. They offer slightly better value, maybe because it's lighter traffic density. Do you have children? Are you making sure that you're checking school ratings and the school zones? Some of Clearwater's best schools are tucked away in lesser pockets of the community. Hate long, stress-inducing commutes? Don't assume that living by the beach will be convenient for getting to work every day. Clearwater beach traffic can be absolutely brutal, guys. It's no joke, especially during spring break, during the month of May, and during major seasonal holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving. The key here is matching your lifestyle with the right neighborhood, not just choosing the prettiest home or the most affordable one. Now, I've worked with a few clients that have made the choice to live in a condominium community to try to save on living expenses. The initial goal for them was to reap the benefits of maintenance-free property that would save them valuable time. However, later they actually realized that what they really valued was privacy, which you don't really have much of when you live in a condo complex. Living in a condo means that you likely have neighbors on either side of you as well as above and below you, and you have to be okay with that. Now, just a quick story. In 2012, my wife and I, we lived in a condominium complex, and it was the first time for us doing that. And we lived there because we were actually waiting on our new construction home to be completed. I think it took about 6 months. We had a neighbor that was living up above us, and she was an opera singer, an amateur opera singer, and it was kind of entertaining and funny at first, but it became an annoyance pretty quick because she'd start singing at like 11 o'clock at night. Now, there were other luxury condos that were available for us to choose from at the time, but we at that time didn't have the funds to buy a bigger place in an environment that might have been a little bit more soundproof. My point is that at the end of the day, matching your lifestyle to your real estate destination is essential in your successful transition and your happiness day to day here in the Clearwater area or anywhere else. And we are absolutely here to help you do that. Mistake number 3, ignoring weather and storm prep. Now, living in paradise comes with some major considerations. Many people relocating to Clearwater underestimate the impact of the heat, the humidity, tropical storm systems that can be disruptive if not planned for properly. Now, as a resident of the Clearwater and Tampa Bay area, here's what you need to be aware of. Hurricane season runs from June through November. Now, there are some important factors you have to consider. Are you buying in or near a flood zone or an evacuation zone? Will you need storm shutters or will you need to purchase flood insurance? How much is that going to cost? If you're not from the area, will you need to think about living in a subtropical environment if you're not used to that? Now, our summers are really hot and humid. Now, according to Wikipedia.com, Clearwater's average summer temperature is in the low to mid 90s. And if you're not used to 90 plus degree weather, it is hot. And it also comes with heavy humidity. Now, it can be a shock to the system if you're not used to that. Think about how that's going to affect your daily routine, your power bills, your pets. And if you're buying a home, you've got to know super important things like the age of your roof, your air conditioner, your heating system, the plumbing system, the electrical system. It's important to also consider, storm protection features. Many homes here come with features like storm-resistant windows, impact-resistant windows. They come with hurricane clips so that you can put specially designed panels against your windows to keep your windows from fracturing and blowing out during wind events. These can affect your insurance costs and also your peace of mind. So don't let the weather surprise you. Be informed, get informed, be prepared. Now, our team is here to make sure that you're informed before you find your dream home. Mistake number 2, rushing into a purchase without spending time exploring on your own. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make as a professional is they get all excited, they fly in for a weekend, fall in love with the house and make an offer without fully exploring the city or its surrounding community. Now, it's really easy to get emotional when you're looking at palm trees and sunsets and the beach and sipping margaritas. It makes you really, really happy, and it leads to some poor decisions sometimes. Clearwater is layered and it has some differences based on location. In addition, different times of the year bring different vibes to the area. Being here in the peak of spring break season or the week leading up to or after Christmas is different from how it feels in June. Spring break and Christmas mean snowbirds and vacationers are here in full force. It means extra traffic. It means longer wait times at restaurants. Now, June is comparatively slow and much easier to deal with. I always recommend this. If possible, book a long weekend here, spend a few days, live like a local, drive around during rush hour, talk to people in the community, explore at night. Consider renting maybe something short term so that you can explore neighborhoods without the pressure of having to buy a home. Most importantly, don't rely on Zillow or online photos. Local insight is everything. If you're working with a knowledgeable professional group like our team, you'll avoid rushing into a decision that you'll regret 6 months later. In addition to exploring on your own, you can rely on us as real estate professionals with over 35 years of total experience. As real estate professionals and residents of Tampa Bay, we can personally take you through targeted areas that fit your lifestyle needs and requirements after we've had a chance to thoroughly talk about what you're looking for. And finally, the number one mistake that we see people make is thinking that all of Tampa Bay is the same. One of the biggest misconceptions that people have is assuming that Clearwater is just another version of St. Petersburg or just another version of Orlando or Sarasota. Well, here's the truth. Every part of Tampa Bay has a different feel. Clearwater has its own culture. It's more laid back, family friendly, a little slower paced. In my opinion, Tampa is a little more urban. It's younger, it's more corporate, less flexible, and factually, it's more populous. Now, St. Petersburg is very artsy, it's progressive. It has a strong nightlife scene. Clearwater has a strong focus on beach life, on access to nature, community. Family is super important here. It also has a heavy retiree-friendly atmosphere as well. Now, if you choose Clearwater expecting an urban vibe, you might be disappointed. But if you're looking for a mixture of relaxation, beautiful beaches, strong sense of community, solid home values, Clearwater might be a perfect fit for you. But don't lump all of Tampa Bay together. It pays to understand the differences. And as a team, we do. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and make a suggestion. If you have not visited the Clearwater, Florida area at least 3 times in the last 24 months and stayed at least 5 consecutive days each time you visited, then you may not want to buy a home here until you've done that. In fact, I personally wouldn't buy a home in any city that I wasn't super familiar with. It might be a good idea to even plan your trip here and structure that trip to be centered around getting to know the city. Plan to be on the roads during the morning and early evening rush hour. Come during spring break so that you can see what the area looks like when the population is at its seasonal peak. That way, you'll see living conditions at their best and at their worst. Now, our team is standing by to help you find a home on 3 levels. First, finding the physical home that matches your specifications, meaning 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2,500 square feet. Second, finding a home that's in the neighborhood that meets your day-to-day needs and expectations. Now, do you need a community with amenities like a pool or fitness center, sidewalks? Super important. Third is finding a community that supports and nurtures your present and future needs. Do you have very young children or elderly parents that would benefit from having medical facilities or schools located very close to or even in the same community that you live in? If elements like these are important to you, we'll make absolutely sure that we cover those details. We'll make sure that those are priorities when we discuss your home needs and your requirements. And so there you have it, the top 5 mistakes people make when relocating to Clearwater. And now you're one step closer to actually avoiding those. Relocating is a major undertaking, emotionally and financially, and it pays to get it right the first time. Now, if you're still figuring out Clearwater and if it's your best option, maybe you're also in the process of comparing Clearwater to other cities in Florida. Either way, let's talk. I'll give you the good, the bad, and the ugly about the area, the attractions, and of course, we can explore which real estate options might be best for you and your family, depending on your specific needs, timeline, and budget. Now, it's time to take the next important step. Go into the video description right now and schedule a Zoom call with me. We'll talk through your goals, your timeline, and your personal wish and requirement list. No pressure, just local expertise, tailored to your specific needs. And if you haven't already done so, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. We've got guides, neighborhood tours, cost comparisons, and everything else you'll need to make your Clearwater relocation a success. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.